When a child is born, they have approximately 100 billion neurons. In the first year of life, they will also grow some more. In that time period, the neurons connect and create pathways. These pathways determine bodily and brain function. Not all of these neurons will connect to create or join pathways. If these neurons stay around, they will be a problem as they will keep trying to connect to other neurons. Therefore, at approximately 1 year of life, a function known as apoptosis, where the brain will check if the neurons are being used, and if not, it kills itself. In a regular person, approximately 50% of neurons will die. Cellular apoptosis is a bodily function regulated by estrogen. There are some more factors, but this is the main one. Sometimes there's too much estrogen. This overload causes more cells to die. In some cases, 60% of neurons die. In these cases, main pathways will be intact, but little, rarely used pathways will perish. This is ADHD. If more than 60% of neurons die, that is when function is lost and it crosses into the autism spectrum. DEHP is a plasticizer and is often used to make plastic bendable. It is harmless, but in a person's bloodstream, it can metabolize by breaking an oxygen bond and become MEHP. MEHP is problematic because it's just like estrogen. MEHP can cause more than 50% of neurons to die.
They're still smart. They still have all the functional elements. They can still think. Sometimes they have very original thinking, but they have less bandwidth. So when they have stimulus like crowds or light or sound, the classroom being the highest area of stimulation, they can't take as much in. And the neurotransmitters involved, these neurons are the serotonin ones. Serotonin is the chemical created by sunlight. They're also the ones related to anxiety. So when they're taking in, they're overwhelmed by all the stimulus, and they don't have as much bandwidth to process it, to take it in. It creates a slow burn. It's like having a little match in the brain. It creates a burn. It makes them uncomfortable. And so that's why they struggle with it.
To help further explain, here we have person A and person B. Person A is neurotypical, meaning approximately 50% of his neurons die. Person B has attention deficit. Both people here are smart and can think through problems well. However, when we have the sun shining brightly on them and music is blaring and a group of people around them, person A can still focus just as well, but the amount of stimulus for person B is too much. To help cope, they will resort to fail-safes. They may daydream, avoid eye contact, or full narcolepsy. In cases where they have not developed a fail-safe, they may act out.
Knowing every cause is difficult, but we can definitely take a shot at reducing the known causes. We know when we give the plasticizer DEHP to laboratory rats, they develop ADHD. We know how that works. We know how it kills the cells. So one of the main ways to look at it is definitely for pregnant women, breastfeeding women, and infants is to reduce their exposure to DEHP. Medical devices in particular really should not be using those chemicals if in contact with pregnant women, breastfeeding women, or definitely infants. When you get older, it's not so bad, but really at that key first year where you have the development of the your neural pathways is they really have to cut down on DEHP exposure.